Trials and Tributaries Part 1. Written by the Furry Sith Lord. Pictures by Tauronium. The higher up the trail they walked, the more the wind seemed to intensify. It brushed against their fur like tiny caressing fingers, which was a nice change because they both had been working up a sweat since they began their hike. Almost there. We can do it, Doxy said. And you said there is treasure up here? Striped Warrior asked as he shivered as the wind chilled his sweat-soaked white fur. Come on, man. This whole place is a treasure, Doxy said as he unscrewed the cap to a bottle of water and he took a deep sip. He then offered the bottle to Striped Warrior, but he held out his paw, refusing. I agree. I was just hoping for a little bit of adventure, not just a hike. Where are we making camp? The sun will be setting soon. Just a little bit further. Come on, I'll race you, Doxy said, and he ran off as Striped Warrior stared at him. Race where? I don't even know where we're going, Striped Warrior yelled, but Doxy was too far ahead to hear him. The white tiger shook his head at the blue wolf and just began to walk after him. He was taking note of the surroundings so that he would not get lost, which he was sure his careless friend probably was. He guessed that the wolf was not aware that felines, like himself, don't just randomly go running off for no reason. Sure, if he were chasing prey that would be one thing, but hiking was another, especially since he had never been out here before. Doxy? Striped Warrior asked nervously when he came upon the backpack that Doxy had been wearing. His friend seemed nowhere round, and a sudden fear that something had grabbed him made the white tiger nervous. Over here, Doxy called out, and Striped Warrior followed his voice. When he got nearer, he saw Doxy was busy pulling off his shorts as he stood in front of a lake. Striped Warrior stopped to gape at the clear water and didn't think this was up here. Doxy pulled off his shorts and ran towards the water in only his underwear, then dove in, completely submerging himself. The white tiger cautiously went to the water's edge and touched it with a claw on his foot. Doxy meanwhile resurfaced and spit out a stream of water, then he began to float on his back. He seemed surprised the white tiger was testing the water with his foot instead of stripping and diving in. What are you waiting for? Dive in already, Doxy shouted. How deep is it? Striped Warrior asked. Who cares? This feels great. I can't swim, Striped Warrior said bashfully. Doxy stopped floating on his back and swam upright as he looked at the tiger. Can't swim? Doxy asked. I'll start setting up camp. Wait, Doxy said as he swam to the edge and climbed out of the lake. He did a quick shake to get as much water out of his fur before he chased after his friend. I didn't know you can't swim, Doxy said softly, hoping he did not offend his pal. I just never learned, and felines like myself aren't big fans of water anyways. Tell you what, let's set up camp, and after, I'll give you a few swimming lessons. Nothing scary, just two guys having a good time and some fun. No pressure, Doxy said. I'd like that, Striped Warrior replied after a brief pause to think it over. But first they needed to set up camp because after all that hiking he was hungry and he guessed his friend might be too. This ends Part 1. We hope you enjoyed it. See you next time for Part 2.